Twitter, he's a chonky boy, and the president is corrupt as our real one.
Hey, here, we'll get to that. First thing, this is, if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm gonna keep smearing it in your faces that we were right about it being Endgame.
It don't get much more in-game than the wonderful, wonderful gun devil annihilating 271 people.
David, as someone who's had sex, tell me, what's more satisfying? Sexual intercourse with a whammon that you are infatuated with, or watching people on Twitter that gave us shit a week ago about it being Endgame actually come around and say, actually, you might be right?
They're both equally satisfying for other reasons. I fucking love being right.
You go up to go ahead. I was about to take that joke too far, and you stopped me. Thank you, David.
I love being right. It's just the power trip of like, ha, ha, look at you, you're fucking stupid, and I am smart.
It was just salty Chainsaw Man fans that like never want it to end, and I'm like, I'm sorry, bro, shit ends.
You don't want this turning into the Simpsons of manga, okay?
Yeah.
But like, we already have one of those in case closed. We don't need two of them.
Yeah, it really, 100%. And it takes a special kind of mangaka to do something like stupid long, like One Piece level shit. And even some people can't handle that. But like, even that, like there's an endpoint that has to be reached. There's only so much you can squeeze out of an author. But anyway, I was right. We were both right. Fuck off. Moving on. Now, if somehow after the Gun Devil is defeated, or whatever the fuck happens with the Gun Devil, they come out with some new enemy, I will be shocked, and I'll come out here and prostrate myself and be like, I am so sorry, I was wrong. But I doubt it. Also, there's thunder, if you hear that. Okay,
yep.
So, remember how last week I was like, hey, David, wouldn't it be cool if there was, like, a thing where, like, the Angel Devil, they play it smart, and they're like, okay, all I have to do is, just not act like I've obviously figured out everything, and just like kind of play it safe, play it cautiously, kind of be the one that, play along but know what's going on. Maybe go to Kishibe for help because I know what's going on and I'm the only one at this moment that could possibly stop Makima. But no, instead he decides, Makima! Woo! Fucking Kazumaki!
Just fucked it all up. He pissed it all away.
I would have thought you were smarter than that, Angel. I would have thought you were smarter than that. Well,
I mean,
also, I said Kazumaki. I meant to say kamikaze. I was like, what word was I going for there?
But, like, realistically, it's the perfect fucking... It would have been the perfect end for Angel, because living's already a struggle for him. Mm-hmm. So, he's like,
I get
maybe
that
this is my out.
Like, anyone would be pretty angry at that. David, if I came up to you and Itachi booped you on the forehead, and it was like, and you realized that all, like, the past 20 years of your life have all been, like, an illusion that I created, you'd be probably pretty angry about that.
Yeah.
And then I made you kill, like, the love of your life. Like, remember that last relationship you had, David? It didn't work because of me. I wanted all the attention, so I made her leave you.
Brad, did you do that?
Genuine concern. Guys, when I end up dead in 2 weeks because David fucking killed me, just know that you don't fucking toy around with a schizo. I don't know that you're actually schizo. I know both of us have some shit going on with our heads.
Not schizo. Just putting that out there.
Oh my god. Okay. David, I just want to clarify. It's all for the reactions, baby.
I mean, I'm okay with, like I said in the comments last week, like, I'm okay for whoring myself out for content.
Oh, good. All right. You know what that is? That's a fucking blanket slate. Anything's up for grabs.
And in that same comment I said, I have a very fine line for where my line really is. Anything past a certain point, which you and I both know that point.
I think I know that
I won't do it, but pretty much anything else is fair fucking game.
Oh, the point is showing your dick, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
I will not go full nude for content.
All right, anyway. So Makima is the control devil.
Which makes sense. We've been saying for weeks and years that she's a fucking dom. There is nothing more dom than being the control devil.
Since the first I read chapter fucking 2, and I voice memoed fucking David. But back in 2018, probably, maybe even late 2020. Whenever this fucking series started. Maybe, I don't even fucking remember. It's been, time all blurs together. Time is an illusion, reality's a hologram, buy gold, etc. I remember messaging David, and I was like, this bitch is the ultimate dom. She's even doing the whole bark like a dog thing. And the bark like a dog thing comes back because control. So that whole good boy, like, you'll be my dog. It makes more sense now. It wasn't just like a kink thing. And it also makes sense that she'd be so powerful.
I just got tagged on Twitter. Just 1 second. I just got tagged on Twitter by Sean McKnight. At David B 2019 is always horny for Makima. Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, you're not wrong, Sean. You're not wrong.
By the way, if you want random intermediate shout-outs, follow us on Twitter. Tweet at us on Twitter. Maybe join our Discord. We'll get to that. You hold on. Anyway, moving on. I do want to say, I lost my fucking train of thought. Oh, wait, no,
this is why I don't.
I remembered it. Shut up. I will not let you take this from me. The fucking Makima being the control devil and her being so powerful makes a lot of sense because, like, that is one of the most, like, top things that people fear in general. Like, loss of autonomy, loss of control of yourself. Like, conspiracy theorists a lot of times are, like, fearful of this, right? That's why they're like, the government, man, they could do anything. They're so powerful and they could just take away control of my life, even down to fucking idiots that don't want to wear masks during the pandemic. Like, are you controlling me? It's prevalent. It's so prevalent. I would argue it could be up there with primordial stuff because, like, think about like when you talk about primordial, we're talking like fears that humans are, like, born with. You don't learn these fears, you are born with them. So, like, babies scared of the dark. Babies fucking scared of maybe, like, a dude coming at them with a fist. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many people punch babies, but I'm sure it's happened. But, like, these are things that fears you're born with. Whereas, like, if you go up to a baby and you hold down their arms and legs and you don't let them move, that's taking away their control, and that's probably going to make them cry. So I would count this as a primordial fear.
So, Red, I just got a more topical question. Do you think there's a masked devil right now?
I don't know. I mean, like, would you be scared are they scared of masks themselves, or just, I feel like it's not masks that these people are afraid of. It's just they're afraid of anyone telling them what to do at all, which would fall more under Makima here.
Fair point.
Yeah,
Fair point.
Yeah, I don't see people and like, even you could even make the argument maybe people are scared of people in masks because, if you're in a mask you're gonna be like robbing me. But it's not the mask that's scary. It's more of the person underneath of it, what it symbolizes. I don't know. That's a dumb question. I don't know why I answered it seriously.
Because honestly, there's not a whole hell of a lot to talk about this chapter other than the badassery.
Untrue. It may be short, but there's plenty to talk about.
Besides the badassery that is the gun devil and its massacre
first of all,
right now.
You mentioned the U.S. president being corrupt in this. I almost don't see it. Like yeah, sure, he gave 1 year of everyone's life, but
that's
like
272 million years.
We'll get to that. Hold on, but like, I don't. How to put this? Do we not think that Makima is the greater evil here?
But then, Red, you're falling into your own, like, the lesser evil shit right now.
That's with the voting. I'm talking about, like literally, like, if there's a war going on, and like I don't know, like, I imagine we had to commit quite a few evils to defeat the Nazis. You know what I mean? But it's still good we did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a line that needs to be drawn. Like, what is the sacrifices worth it stopping Makima and the Gun Devil as a whole right now? Or controlling the Gun Devil to destroy Makima so she doesn't gain control of it.
I'm going to be totally honest. I don't think that's bad at all. Like 1 year, people won't even notice that shit. Like, that's the difference. Like, did you die at 69 or 68? Oh, wow, big deal. That is collectivism in a nutshell. We all pool together so that the individuals don't feel the the consequences is hard, right? So it wasn't like I'm going to take the entirety of your lifespan for like 25% of the population. No, I'm gonna fucking spread it pretty thin for like a common cause. Now I don't know if it kind of like it was. I'm trying to figure out how to kind of get what Makima's goal is here. Trying to figure. So she says, I'm trying to remember what does it say somewhere where what Makima wants to do, because I can't remember if I've come up with this in my head or if it actually like hinted at this.
Pulling back up.
In the end. Okay, so she says basically she is doing that kind of thing where it's like it's unfortunate that people are fighting against me now because that's going to cause more bloodshed. You know, so she is one of those like, I just wanted to get my plan done, but without bloodshed, but now I have to, right? Yeah, here it is. If we don't kill Makima now, the worst possible peace will descend upon humanity. So my assumption here is, do you remember the end of Naruto with the infinite Tsukiyomi?
Oh god, it's been a while.
So essentially, Madara or Toby, I don't remember who exactly wanted to do it, but like one of them wanted to put the whole world into one big genjutsu because they were like, the world sucks, so wouldn't it be better if we all lived in like the Matrix, essentially, where we could just design it to be great?
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces of the end of Naruto, but it tried to purge.
It seems like, I'm guessing, just extrapolating from what the president's saying and the kind of what the type of devil Makima is. Makima being the control devil, I think that if your whole thing is control, I imagine you would be upset at things like chaos and unpredictability. So like, if you look around the world, it's pretty goddamn chaotic and it's pretty goddamn unpredictable. So my assumption here is that Makima's goal is to, similar to the infinite Tsukiyomi, kind of put everyone under like this imagine everyone in the world under the kind of hypnotic spell that Aki and Angel are under right now. And like from her perspective, she'll be like, this is good because if everyone's under my control, no one will kill each other. No one will rape each other. No one will fucking steal from each other. No one will do drugs. I can literally just make everyone be my own little hive. Like, remember that fucking Rick and Morty episode with the hive mind that Rick fucks?
Yeah, Unity episode?
Yes. Yeah. So that is the perfect example here. I think that Makima's going for something like that, where like everyone is kind of an extension of her. Like she might let them kind of free will around, but like if she ever like sees them like making a free will choice that she deems to be bad, she could snap them into like a zombie mode. But I imagine she wants to kind of be like the big brother of the world with like total control over everyone's actions.
Yeah. So
now,
kind of
one last thing, and then I'll let you do a thing here. So I look at what the president's doing here, and I just think I look at it as because he's saying every other country now at this point. Because we can look at the last arc as like the final attempt from all these countries to like take down Makima, right?
It was kind of
yeah. So like the last arc was like all these other countries like with their final attempts, and in this chapter here, the president's like all these other countries have given up at this point. They've just accepted it. Now, what's interesting, like. It's like those countries, they knew they couldn't defeat Makima, but they were like, we can keep it in kind of a Cold War status because essentially what you have now is Makima, the Control Devil, and the Gun Devil in like this kind of perfectly locked power struggle, right? The chaos of the Gun Devil is keeping Makima, the Control Devil, from taking over. So you have this kind of like, that's like the one thing that's stopping Makima from enacting her plans. And obviously Makima feels like she needs Denji, the Chainsaw Devil, in order to do what she wants to do here for whatever reason, which hopefully we'll learn at some point. So that is this last arc was probably these other countries like we gotta at the very least take out Chainsaw or get Chainsaw for our side, and then maybe we can kind of like Cold War style, like all right, well we'll steal the nukes from this country, and then they can't start another war for like another good 10 years, and that'll buy us some more time for peace, right? That's the vibe I'm getting as to what was going on in the last arc. So with this arc here, it really seems like a situation where the president's like, every other country's given up. They're just like, fuck it, you know, like one of those, it's in God's hands now. And this is his final attempt to just stop what essentially is going to end up being like a world hive mind where like we just delete all free will from humanity. And I think that is totally fair. If the president came to me and was like, yo, will you give 1 year of your life to just kind of like add into this Goku Spirit Bomb style fucking last ditch effort to stop this thing, I would easily give that.
I love the comparison you just made, but
thank you.
Here's my my
rundown. Did you have a hair in your mouth there? It sounded like you had a hair in your mouth.
No, I had a Jolly Rancher stuck to the side of my mouth.
Oh, interesting.
But here's my rundown of what I been thinking here. So you're using the infamous Tsukiyomi here as your reference for what you're seeing. I'm seeing it more like Makima would go more the Tranquility Lane route. If you've ever played Fallout 3,
I haven't.
there's or watched a playthrough of it. There's basically a program where they put you in this simulation of like perfect like pre-war time where you're in the white picket fence neighborhood where
The
everything's
perfect American family with an apple pie and a son and a
Exa-
daughter.
perfect. You got it. So they put you in that simulation.
No gays in this simulation. No siree.
Just to kind of like lull you into this sense of security, because every vault is just some sick experiment that the government's running at this point. And you're like, this one here will be like the free range beef place. This one here is like
The grace field, if you will.
Here is the one where we're going to try cannibalizing people. Here's the one where we're going to try perfect simulation of the American household. Here's the one where we're going to have plant mutant things that can't possibly go Cronenberg, Rick and Morty style
What formation of
wrong.
society makes people least want to fucking stage a revolution against us?
Basically, that's what it comes down to. Just sick experiments because Vault-Tec is corrupt and the government is corrupt. But Tranquility Lanes is perfect, like, American household. That's what I'd see Makima doing. Like, here is your nice little house, your nice little family. Nothing is wrong. Everything is perfect. Please don't rebel against me. And it just seems like that'd be more her game, being the control level. There's no better way than to have them in this false sense of security, like everything is perfect.
I feel like that's not far off from what I'm saying. Because the whole idea, it all boils down to Makima being in complete control, right? And like knowing this series, like it could play like one of the best things you can do with a story if you really want to be like extra is not make it like a clear good guy bad guy, right? So like Makima's art, like maybe it'll be like what you say, where like it genuinely feels like a heaven situation, like everything seems better. But like when you really think about it, and it takes, it might be a hard thing to think about. You got to think hard, but if you really sit down and think about it, we really did give up our free will for this happiness, and that becomes the question. Like, is this happiness worth the fact that we don't really have free will anymore?
Yeah.
And like, I imagine that would be Makima's gonna think, because I've gotten the vibe this whole series that she thinks she's doing good. Like she has I remember one of the videos we talked about where her and Kishibe were having like an argument, and this makes me want to go back and read the initial argument with her and Kishibe, because it makes me think Kishibe probably knows what she is. I get the vibe at least that he does. At the very least, he knows her goal. And like, I think I've gotten the vibe for a long time that she really does feel like she's doing the right thing. Like, and that's interesting, and I'm curious. I suppose not a lot of villains would think they're doing the wrong thing, but like, I think she really thinks herself to be like morally high. Like, oh yeah. But one of the things we've said for a long time is she is one of those characters that like the ends justify the means. So like she'll do whatever the fuck she needs to get to that end goal.
Yeah, it's just two different levels here of like what she could do, and I think the Tranquility Lane method, like everything is perfect, this is the perfect society, fits more than just like the infinite Tsukiyomi because of just how that would function.
But I mean, I don't think you're understanding me. That was essentially, it's like the same thing. We're describing the same thing. Infinite Tsukiyomi was the same shit. It was a fucking illusion.
The only difference
all of their dreams came true and they were like really happy. Yeah.
The only difference here is it would be at a governmental level instead of just a personal level. Like, she wouldn't be doing it herself. I feel like she would be using the organization that she controls to force this.
But why would you need to do that when you are the control devil? Like, I imagine if she ups her power in some way, kind of like gets like a power up similar... it gets a power up similar to the way that the Whammon who ate a bit of the Darkness Devil gets, right? Like, she could up her power to the point where she could just have like a Big Brother-esque influence over the whole world.
I don't think she would ever reveal her full hand to anybody, though. I think she would rather work in the shadows for all of eternity than just be like, I have all the power.
So more like a shadow leader, like a puppet or whatever, like where like I'm gonna keep the illusion that everything's the same, that you have democracy, that you have all that, but I'm actually the real leader undercover.
Yes, I feel like that. I could see that more than just like her revealing everything to the world, a Lelouch style.
All right, that'd be interesting. Yeah. So I guess I'll bring up the someone on our Discord here. I have the picture here. So I actually am editing this up. So take a look at the screen, everybody. Fine in our Discord did a little math here, and apparently, given the population of America in 1997, with 1 year from each of them, that would be 272 million years that he's offering up to the Gun Devil. Now, keep in mind, the size of the sacrifice is probably tantamount to the size of what is being asked to be done of this devil. And the fact that he's like, all right, I'll give you all this shit to take down Makima, that is like some high tier shit. Like I think to like Full Metal Alchemist, like the shit you gotta sacrifice. Like at the very end where he drew a transmutation circle like the size of like a fucking country, you know, and he wanted to eat God. Like that's the level we're getting to here. Like I'm gonna give you this many years, and I just kill Makima, please. And he's like, all right, that's a lot of years. I guess I have to.
Yeah. So just with that many years and the fucking rules of this world here that we assume we know
really highly of Makima and her power. Like I'm telling you, we're gonna have like a Godzilla Cthulhu-esque ridiculous scaled battle.
And I fucking live for it because looking at the design for the Gun Devil,
oh my god, this motherfucker.
That is like America personified.
America! Can that be America's mascot?
I mean, it fits better than the bald eagle.
Mm-hmm. All the people in his chest are all of the Americans that have died of preventable causes like gun violence or lack of health care.
Or corrupt police.
Which would be more gun violence, I suppose.
Well, I mean, it's not just gun violence at this point. It's like gas canister violence and knees to the neck violence.
Not making light of that, by the way. We just love shitting on people in power that are abusing their power.
We did a whole video on that.
Yeah, check it out, even though you won't. But, like, so Fujimoto, man, my fucking dude. Like, this...
Every chapter this week is like the flex off.
Don't steal Thurman's thing. You know he's going to want to say that.
I'm stealing it because we're filming first.
Oh shit, get fucked. No, but seriously, Fujimoto at the end here, like this whole scene with this church. And by the way, hate to be that guy. And again, I don't want to seem like I'm making light of it. It's just the first thing I thought of. This reminds me of the This Is America video.
Oh my god.
And you remember the part like where it's a choir singing like yeah, you know, and like they get gunned down, you know, and like so that's just all I could think about. And so apparently we get a little bit of his abilities here. So 12 seconds, he came in, and he can immediately fire the bullet through the head of any adult male within 1,000 meters. I did the math. It's a bit of over half a mile. 1,500. Let me do that one real quick. Hey, Siri, 1,500 meters to miles. And that's about a mile. So basically, every adult within a half mile, every child within a mile. Now, how fucked up is that? That, like, weirdly his powers are better against children. The only thing I can think about, like, is that, like, again, how dark is Fujimoto going? Is that a reference to how many fucking school shootings happen? Like, I don't know. That may sound ridiculous, but, like, this series be going there sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Like, why is the fucking range higher for children? That's crazy.
I don't know. I wasn't thinking of school shootings when we did this. When we read this, Jesus fucking Christ, Red, you had to take this.
No, seriously, don't paint me as the bad guy here. Like, is that a bad comparison to make?
No, like I don't know. Like this series tends to be dark.
It's about the fears of guns. The Gun Devil is an entity based off of the people terrified of guns, and that is like when I think of guns, it's one of the first things I think of.
But that and just acts of war, like those are the first things you think of.
And by the way, another thing to keep in mind how fucked up this is. So let's say, here's a hypothetical scenario here. Gun Devil descends into like the middle of New York, right? And he can just immediately fucking kill with a headshot, every adult within a half mile, every child within a mile, right? So you descend in the middle of New York, okay? For the first half mile, he could murder every child and adult like that. Now let's say, I don't want to just stop at a half mile. Then for the next half mile, he's just murdering the children. So every single attack that the Gun Devil does, it's almost guaranteed that more children get murdered.
Jesus Christ.
It's kind of fucking crazy. And then, of course, Fujimoto just tops it off by fucking taking the time to list all the names. Like, that is a touch that some people may consider unnecessary, but it just makes it realer, even though they're all obviously, like, fictional names that he came up with. But, like, the fact that the names are just listed there, like, that personalizes it. It's very easy to, that's a good writing trick, because it's very easy to, see a bunch of manga where a bunch of no-name scrubs are getting knocked down. But, like, with the names there, bro, that makes you think about it. It makes you think about how each one of those people had lives and friends. It's fucking crazy.
Well, let me just break this down a little bit here. So I'm thinking this is more of like the broadcast that's being played after everything, because you live in a world where these devils are
100%. This is like the memorial broadcast, yeah. But I'm just saying it was a genius thing for Fujimoto to include.
So adding that weight of like, this is a broadcast for post-Gun Devil Apocalypse #2. Here's the casualties of war. Please,
yeah.
Please,
me of, in like fucking Endgame when Ant-Man's looking through the statue of all the names that got Thanos snapped, yeah.
Or just, here is, a little bit of personal background on this person that died during 9/11.
Yeah.
Exactly. Trying to fucking rescue kids from a building.
This series is fucking wild. The fact that Fujimoto can do some of the stuff that he does in this series. Like they've clearly given him like the green light for everything. Like, I don't know what he can't do at this point. One of his color pages was legitimate hentai.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how he can do all these things.
The only thing that kept it from being like full on, this is a volume that gets sealed, is the fact there was no slit in the fucking pussies that were on that page.
Yeah, well, because they were conveniently scissoring in such a way where all their vaginas were mushed together so that none of them were to the camera.
But like, that is what led it to not be a sealed manga volume.
Can't wait to buy that volume.
Is it going to
fucking see? Because like, I like to, whenever I can. A hot tip for you guys: whenever you can, buy shit locally. Fuck Amazon unless you like have to. But like, man, sometimes I'd be buying volumes at my local bookstore before Corona, obviously, and like, oh shit, this one's got like straight up porn, or like Made in Abyss, where it's got like questionable things that I'd like not to mention. And I'm like, oh, don't fucking just scan it, don't open it, don't do anything to it, thank you.
Yeah, so want to tell them about the time you bought like Monster Musume for
Andrew? Yeah, I got
Andy?
a gift from my buddy Andrew. If you would know him as the guy I do the JoJo reviews with, which will be coming back eventually now that he's feeling comfortable hanging out. That's just porn. That's just softcore hentai, that series. And it was an attractive whammon cashier, and I'm like, I swear I'm buying it for a friend, I swear.
And she's looking at you like, sure, bro, whatever helps you sleep at night.
I don't give a fuck. Oh my god.
That'll be $99.99 and $2 fucking shame tax.
Shame tax? That's right.
That was
final
me.
Thoughts, David almost called you Thurman.
Bitch. I mean, like, legitimately, like, the only fucking series that I can get away with that, buying, like, the more mature volumes, is why I would buy, like, Berserk, because they're fucking sealed. Like, that is just fucking insane. And this last bit here that we're getting into is just insanity personified. We're getting to where we're just
game bitches fucking cry harder in the comments. Thank you.
Leave your dislikes, and we're fucking naysaying this series. Why
are you booing me? I'm right.
You don't get much more in-game than spraying and praying away 271 people.
No, it's not even that. It's that Gun Devil was mentioned like chapter 5 as the fucking main villain. And
also,
it's that what is Makima has been main mystery for the whole series, and it's here.
But like, Red, if you want to edit up Luke's comment.
Got it. Here is Luke's comment on the Discord. Join the Discord. Where can they join the Discord, David?
In our banner, or DM us on Twitter, and I will give you a link.
For the dumb, David, what's the banner? What do you mean by the banner?
The channel art. When you go to our channel splash page, there in the top right-hand corner, there's all of our links.
Mm-hmm. We like talking to fans. It's what makes all of this amazing. So come in and talk to us.
Like, there's our Discord link in there. There's our Twitter. I think our Instagram that I run.
Yeah.
All
so
that
here's
shit.
your fucking motivation to get in there. Maybe we'll shout you out if you say some cool shit. Luke in the Discord said, and I'm just gonna blindly trust him here. Apparently he counted the amount of, I assume, is on-screen deaths.
I'm guessing so.
He got 271. So if that's wrong, hate on him.
This is another layer of accountability here.
You better have your fucking math right, Luke.
We love you, buddy.
Of course.
But,
Everything. I am at the point now where there's so many levels of irony and sarcasm that you have no idea what's sincere. I've lost any veneer of sincerity.
Okay, there.
Except for when I go into my serious talk voice. This is serious, Red. That's how you can.
So, Red, let me break this down. We're having 271 people killed on screen, like 4 days after the insanity that was last chapter. I really cannot wait for the next 9 days to be over so we can find out what the fuck happens next. Because at this point, I'm laying it out right now. We got about 20 chapters left.
Oof. Bold prediction. I'm going to stick with my original as to not be, as to play it safe. I'm going to stick to my guns. No pun intended. I said a couple videos ago that it would be roughly 125 to 150 chapters, and that's what I'm sticking at.
I really feel like we're ending this arc, and then we're going to almost like time skip. This is the ending.
It's very possible. I find that every time I do a prediction in my life where I'm like, it's happening here, it always happens a little later because shit takes a little longer than that.
Well, I mean, the last time we were bullshitting about in-game shit, it was during our Promise Neverland reviews where we're like, well, we don't really know how much longer this can go on at this point.
Right. Well, either way, that's our predictions then. You say within 20, I say 125 to 150 is where it'll end, somewhere in that chunk.
I really don't see it lasting to 150.
No, I don't either. That's extremely long. I'm expecting, like I said, I'm more expecting around the 120 to 130 range.
Yeah,
I just think that
would
if
be
there's any battle that because I don't see Fujimoto just going right into the battle. I think there's gonna be a lot of setup. I think there's gonna be the travel. He could make this arc long if he wanted to.
He could, but he's not known for doing that.
I don't know. I just also want to give myself some fucking leg room, and I don't want to be ridiculous and say 20 chapters left. What I'll say is I think max we have a year left. So that's 40 chapters.
Yeah. That would be the absolute max, getting that 40. I could see it ending in 20 if he wants to speedball it.
Only reason I'm trying to kind of say I think it might be more than that is because typically we have an announcement pretty up front that hey, this is the final arc, hey, we're coming, for God's sakes, Promise Neverland was this is the final arc a year and a half before it ended.
Yeah, that was bullshit insanity.
So I don't know, I'm thinking
that series was both too long and too short at the same time.
How do you manage that?
We'll talk about it someday.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, that's my guess. I'm thinking probably what are we at now chapter wise? What is this chapter?
This was pulling back up the Viz app, 75.
Let me do some mental math. Hold on. 85, 95, 105, 150. Oh yeah, actually yeah. You're right. Thinking about it, I don't see it going above 115. 110, 115. That'd be wild because that'd be a whole. I don't see how you could go a year past this point.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking, because I think 20 is a little short. I think he could really. I think if there's any arc that should be nice, long, and extended, it should be the final one. Because I think that's a mistake that a lot of manga can make, is where they build up, and then they fucking rush through the ending. Take your time, Fujimoto. Really just let this final arc be nice and long. Make it a year and a half. I think that'd be perfect.
Yep. But with that, peace.
Peace.